Unfortunately for the Lakers, their struggles from deep. 13 of 40 from three-point land, just 32.5%, Smitty. And we can talk a lot about injuries, but we're not going to because LeBron James is sitting down and we're going to go to him live.
How you want to execute offensively and defensively. And, the one thing that you can't predict if one of your, focal points go down. And obviously, that was big for our team, and being able to try to adjust on the fly after having a game plan was challenging for us. And but more importantly, the health of AD is what's most important for our ball club.
Just with the uncertainty of him surrounding this going into Game 5, LeBron, how did you approach it as a leader with the rest of the group? And what is the key in the film room as you guys try to come up with some of the formula?
It's next man up. And obviously, if he's not ready for Game 5, it's going to be a tough blow for our ball club. But, next man up. And we've been like that all year. And, we're going to have to be like that in the hostile environment in Game 5.
Hey, LeBron, so the next man up obviously would be referring to who would take his place in the lineup. But if AD plays, and he's limited, or even if he doesn't play, how does your role, how does that fluctuate as the series moves forward?
We'll see. Injury. I have no idea. I haven't talked to him, so I'm not quite sure. I tore my groin on Christmas Day in Golden State, and rehabbed until I was able to get back on the floor, and still wasn't where I was before I tore it. My first year with the Lakers. So I worked my tail off in the off season, just to get back to playing at a unrestricted level. So I can only speak from my experience. I'm not, like I said, I don't know the severity of his injury, and until we know, I'm not going to comment on it.
Dan?
LeBron, what's it going to take for you guys offensively to get on track here? This has been kind of 4 games now where the shot making hasn't been there. What are you seeing, and what needs to change?
Sometimes it's come down to knocking down shots. We're getting had this, happen before in the past, but we always trust each other. We're going to trust the pass, get the ball moved from side to side, and trust our shots, and get up there and knock them down.
Ryan, you had those plays in the first half, the spin move to the dunk, the lob off the backboard from AC. How are you feeling in that stretch? And does you kind of being able to physically get to that level kind of add to the frustration of a guy like AD going out in the second half? That just seems like this year, once you guys are getting it together, it's just something else happens.
I feel pretty good. Continue to work on my body. Continue to work on my ankle. Continue to work on my pace, and continue to work on everything that held me out for so long. Every day I'm putting in time as work on my body, especially my ankle, on just trying to get it back to full strength, and being able to test it out on the floor helps a lot. So, like I said, it's been a roller coaster for us all year, especially with injuries, and we hope this one isn't a big one. But like I said, it's next man up, and we look forward to the challenge.
We'll take 4 more. Mark Medina.
LeBron, Frank was noting, his time in Indiana, that there were times when you were with Miami and Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh would be out, and that meant that you'd have even more responsibilities, and that's obviously a dangerous scenario. I was wondering, to what extent do you draw from those experiences that can apply to this current situation?
Listen, the best teacher of life is experience. So, me personally, I look forward to the challenge. Whatever, however the hand is dealt, I'll be ready to play it.
Ramona.
LeBron, I say this as a 41-year-old, so I certainly don't mean to say that you're older, but at 36, how wide are those shoulders still? Can you do this at this age and carry the team if the baby is not able to do to be out there?
For me, it's putting our team in position to be successful. It starts with my approach. It starts with my accountability. Trickles down to everybody else. So, these shoulders was built for a reason. And if it takes for me to put some more on top of it, then so be it. Win, lose, or draw. I'm ready for the challenge.
Last two, Jovan.
Hey, LeBron. You guys obviously played half the season without AD, so if it does go to that scenario, what did you learn about the team during that stretch of 4 games and some of the stylistic differences with AD on versus off?
Well, I'm trying not to even go back to that moment. Obviously, yes, like you said, we played half the season without them, but they also played extensive time without me. So, we would have to go back and look, how ways we were really good when he was out, and how we played. It would change our dynamic, obviously, of how we play. It would change our approach of how we play, we just have a game plan and we go out and execute it.
Last question, Dwayne.
Yeah, LeBron, obviously lots made of AD being out, but you guys were right there. If Shorter makes a layup, you guys are only down 5 with about a minute and a half left. How much can you guys take from that finish to get to that point to carry over into Game 5?
Well, every possession needs to feel like it's your last. That's just what the playoff basketball is all about. And, 5-point swing right there. Like you said, Diaz makes that layup, which he's 99% of making a layup right there in front of the rim. He misses it. It kind of let the sails out of us. They go down. Jay Crowder hits a 3 by their bench, timeout. The game is, pretty much over at that point. It was a quick 5-point swing. So we stuck with it. We stuck into it. We, kept on fighting back and got stops after stop after stop. Still made it a game, but they played well. I tip my hat to them. They came in. They played extremely well. And, it's going to be a big-time Game 5 come Tuesday.
Marc Gasol added 10 points off of AD.
Hey, Mark, obviously AD makes a big difference, but how much did losing him and having to adjust on the fly, both mentally and physically, would you say factored into this one starting there in the second half?
Obviously, you miss a guy like AD, you center, a lot of your offense around him. But I'm sorry, to me, that's not enough. We have to, next man up mentality, like we always say. I know it sounds cliche, but that's the truth. We still got to execute whatever we're doing on the floor, defensively, offensively. Take more control of the game, dominate physically. Communicate, all the things, all the little things that goes by possession that you need to do in order to win playoff games.
Heading into that fourth, Frank did tell Rachel Nichols that understanding as a team that you do have enough will be key. And I know the regular season was the regular season, Mark, and it's different than postseason, but you guys had to play a stretch without him and not knowing how. Can you lean on those moments right now? And if so, what does that look like? There's
plenty of confidence that we have enough to win without AD. That's not even a question for anybody in the locker room. So, obviously, you lose it in the moment of the game. That kind of can get your mind off track a little bit for some people. Hope it shouldn't, though. I don't know if that was the case, to be honest. I don't know if that was AD with AD or without AD. But we just got to keep playing. That's as simple as that.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
To Kyle Goon, please.
Hey, Mark, in that third quarter, you guys only scored 15 points. I was wondering, in your view, especially offensively, what happened? Were you guys sped up at all? What was the thing?
I think the opposite, right? We need to be a little more sped up offensively, have a little more pop. The ball is going to move better. Screener is going to be better. Separation from the action once the screen happens, whatever, if you show roll or pop or roll, whatever that you got to do, you have to do it at a pace where you're taking the lead and you kind of imposing your will on the game. The ball got to move a little faster. We got to run, to the spacing that we're looking for. And continue to make plays. You miss a couple shots, it doesn't matter. You next play, you gotta get a stop, and that's how it should be. Whatever happens offensively, defensively, should not impact the next possession. So we just gotta continue to be strong-minded and next play.
Jovan?
Hey, Mark, you guys obviously played about half the season without AD. So if it comes down to him missing potentially a game or so, what did you learn about the team during that stretch without him, and kind of the stylistic differences of when he's on the floor versus when he's off?
More movement. It's going to be probably more LeBron, which is not a bad thing by any means. More space for the rollers, more space for the drivers, but at the same time, defensively, it's such an important piece for us. He can do a lot of things defensively that no one else can do. But with communication, with effort, and being at the right place at the right time, we can do a lot more things defensively than we did tonight. And we need to continue to do those in order to win Game 5, which is the only thing that really matters right now.